Did you see Danny's show last night? Oh,
Right. Nope, I missed Danny's show.
the first show he did, I got the notice and I was watching an antique show, which is what I watch now. And so I went over as soon as my antique show finished about 10 minutes later. I turned Danny's show on, and there he is, just flipping his hair and talking. No sound. And he didn't know that. And he put it up. So I texted him and I said, Danny, I like silent movies, but I like the ones with music underneath them. So he had to come back on. You can see it. It says, OMG, Gremlins got my channel. And he was so happy because the fourth reading he did, he said, wait till you see the answer to the fourth question. And then he wouldn't read it again. So I don't know what it was, but
Good morning. Love and
good
light.
morning. Gossiping about other readers. It is so easy to, if you don't check absolutely everything. One time I had a guest on and she started talking about the one subject I didn't want. She was into keto, but she wanted to talk about long fasts. And I don't necessarily think that's where people should start when they're working with keto. So, she went into it. And for some reason, my sound got cut off. I couldn't stop her. I was holding up cards saying no sound on my end. And she just kept talk. And finally I just cut her off. So I cannot tell you how much fun it is doing the technical end of this.
Yeah, there's been numerous times your audio. We're trying to figure out your audio at start before we get on. I know mine's always set. Usually don't have an issue.
I have two different microphones that are on my computer, and tech support I've asked as politely as I can without dragging their ass down here and making them do it to get the one that I don't even know where it is. It's apparently in one of the cameras or something I have, but it's not as good as sound. And I said, could you just, because every time I open up StreamYard, I have to go back and say Eleganto Wave 1 or it goes to this other microphone, and I don't want it there.
Yeah, I'm lucky this camera, what do you call them things? The external.
Do you have a ring light with a camera in it?
Yeah, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
A Logitech webcam thing with speaker. Works great.
I have a Logitech camera and it has moved. I look like I'm sliding downhill now. I'm moving again.
All righty. Well, you said you threw a garden.
I threw a garden for us today.
Show me what your garden says.
I'm going to show you what the garden says. And remember, my garden is perpetually hopeful about things, but I'm going to start with clarity coming out of the earth. And it says, we have many paths ahead of us and the correct one is about to appear. And I've got the spirit is also in the earth. And it says, spirit's transforming the situation, but it's not yet finished. So don't give up on us. In true, I have thoughts, which is this stone means mind. And it's positive thoughts will help you manifest what you want. So don't get tied back into negativity. And then I have the grounding stone is in go for it and root. And when grounding stone's in go for it, it says all is aligned with your values. Be patient. And when it's in the root, it says energizes the understanding that will help make us all more secure. And then the body, which is kind of physically where we are, it's in restate, past, and fire. And when it's in restate, that means right now we don't see the options clearly. That you need to look to previous forms that served you that can help you feel more balanced. And when your body's in fire, it's telling you that it means a lot of your past fears can come up quickly. So basically it says it really, really, truly is getting better. We may not be seeing it right now. So I think And it's true about the statement about going to things in your past. I've been having a bad case of the overall dropsies dropping like onto the floor, which is tough when you have artificial knees because mine never came back to where I feel around them. So it's very hard when I'm on the ground to even know if I'm kneeling enough to be able to pull myself up. So Wednesday night, I hit the ground about midnight, and I live in a very solid apartment in condominium, and my kids couldn't hear me. So, you know that ad we used to all laugh at? I've fallen and I can't get up. It's not funny. It's just not funny. And so finally, I couldn't figure out what was wrong, and I was just getting to the point. I'm like, when is this going to stop? I can't stand it. And Dr. Gail did a look-see over me, and she sent me a couple of meditations to listen to that were chakra clearing and things. And I did them last night, and I rolled over in the middle of the night. There was no pain in my legs, no pain in my lower back. My whole back popped and released. And when I got up and stood up this morning to get up, I can really feel that my feet are on the ground. And I didn't even realize how disconnected I had gotten. So I used to meditate at night all the time. And a few months ago, I sort of thought, well, I don't need to do that now. I'm beyond that. No, I'm not. So anything that's ever worked for you before to calm you down, go find it.
Good. I'm glad Dr. Gail relieved that situation.
Yes. And I tell her what's going on in politics. And she said, I don't do politics. My aliens don't do politics. So I'm like, gee, you won. No matter what happens, you win.
Yeah. As I was telling you, it was my second granddaughter's birthday party yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I have holding grandbaby back. I must not have had the posture to hold grandbaby for so long. And now my upper back's a little sore.
When I was a young one,
Dr. Gail will come relieve this.
Well, call her, she'll fix it. If Susan Bain, my feet were freezing all last night. I didn't sleep as well as I would have. They were so cold. That's not my usual experience. That's how my feet felt after I'd had the fall. It's like I went to see the doctor on Friday and they checked, and I don't have any symptoms of neuropathy, but that felt like neuropathy. And I can tell you right now, my feet are toasty warm on the cold tiles. So Susan Bain, I just found I did the Pura Rasa clearing and cleaning your 7 chakras. And it's about a 45-minute tape. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
So now that we've solved everyone's problems, can we retire, Scott? Is this?
Yep. How to solve everyone's problems? Call Dr. Gail.
No, shouldn't blame that at all. I think I don't have to lay cards on this. Right after they said the election was over, but they kept saying Pennsylvania was going to be so close, I saw that it was going to come down to the recount in Pennsylvania is going to begin to uncover what they had. We have never had an election where so many ballots were cast for only the president, not the other candidates. And it's not in all the states. It's not like it's something that sort of just became a general thing to do. So that's going to be interesting to work on. So the PA recount, I give it good ratings, but guys, my little dowsing rods crossed for Colin all red and everybody else. So
I know that was disappointing. It's like, what's going on here, Spirit? I seen a stat, and someone, I could do it too. Anyone can look it up, but someone actually did the stats.
Oh yeah.
And I think it was 4. It was either 3 or 4 the swing states. Kamala got more votes than Biden, but lost.
Right.
Strange.
They knew how many votes they had to aim towards, and somehow they got in the machines. Now, my child that is the computer security was, sorry, I'm trying to light my candle. It went out. Says that that's not a hard trick. Okay. For Arlene, I'm going to type in comments. Because when long before I had a channel, before I did any of this stuff, I used to use a lot of Pure Ross's shows. Not that we're advertising other people's shows, but we are. And she has the funniest meditation I've ever heard of in my life. And it's one I used to get my clients to listen to if they said, I can't meditate. She has one that says the F word, and it's based on the idea that when you use obscenities, it actually rewires parts of your brain. And I had a friend who came to visit me for my 70th birthday from Wisconsin. And she came down and she said, what is all this stuff you're doing? So I said, well, sit down. And she said, I can't meditate. I can't do that. And she's 6 feet tall and very active. She plays now because she can't do tennis anymore. She plays competitive croquet. She didn't give up. And so I said, sit down and just get in the chair and follow the breathing. And I didn't tell her where it was going to take us. And so she walks you through the valley and takes you to the pretty trees, through the woods. And then she said, and you run into that person you never got along with. And then she says, F you. And my friend just cracks up. So we listened to the whole thing. And it's a YouTube channel, Arlene. And so she just cracked up and she said she took it home and she said that got her to understand enough about it that she could meditate. So she's got a lot of fun things.
Aren't there more eligible voters every 4 years?
Yes, theoretically.
Depends on passing, but there are record voter registered people in the United States than before.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's 260 million registered. Mm-hmm. I think that's the count, but only 160 million vote. So there's 100 million that don't vote.
Well, the other problem is if the Hispanic male population really woke up and decided we're going to come vote. I can tell you, I live in a state that has a lot of Hispanics. And back in 2010, because I knew how to work databases, I had a bunch of judge candidates come to me and say, can you eliminate every Hispanic name from the voter rolls? Because there's really like 10 in the county that are the ones that they usually have. And I said, sure, why? And they said, because we're tired of paying the postage to go to them and they never show up at the polls. And you can look up and see who voted afterwards. And, even when I worked with politicians that put out Spanish speaking literature and went door to door in Spanish neighborhoods, it's a real problem. And for those of you who Sean's seriously depressed, he's sorry. He doesn't own money in an antidepressant company. He just, when you do what we did, if I was in this situation he's in, I would have to be a lot more realistic and just look at the numbers I have until someone can produce something else. So it's tough, guys, but I can't believe the clown cabinet. I mean, when I see Trump appointed, I just can't imagine what a nightmare bunch of knuckle draggers he's bringing on. Yeah. And the rest of the world's terrified.
Yeah, none of them will get. Probably Rubio's the only one probably would pass the Senate.
But the other thing that he's doing that's incredibly stupid, and this is something you have to kind of be on the inside to know about, but when you have a Congress that's so close, even if you had the world's best guy for that seat, you leave him in there. You don't put him in your cabinet because that means there's another re-election. He has now pulled enough people that if we could even win half the seats, we'd have the Congress. and then we're back into that game. So
Diana did her reading and she got the Six of Cups. It's confusing. Not really.
Not really. If you think about it, if we
And
go
ongoing.
back, if you uncover the cheating and we can go back to the way we did it when we were younger, when it was done honestly, I think that's what that Six of Cups about.
Yeah. I mean, there's talk about back in 04.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was some kind of mischief in Ohio for Kerry to lose.
Mm-hmm.
There was something I read about that, So this has been an ongoing thing about getting our elections perfect.
Yes. And yes, we're going to apparently have to look at Sweet Tulsi's face for a little while longer. But guys, I hate to say this. I mean, because I don't want to accuse anyone of taking a human life when it shouldn't be taken. But the Five Eyes, which is Britain, Canada, US, New Zealand, and Australia, if they feel threatened enough, some of these folks will go. We'll be into the phenomena of people having an aversion to gravity like they do in Russia.
Best way to coexist with friends. Best way to coexist.
I don't really, Sylvan Butterfly, I don't really want to coexist with someone who wants to take away the Social Security I've worked for since I was 16. There's no way to exist with that. And I have a good friend whose niece works at a company that has a lot of Pakistanis work there. But they've become citizens. I mean, they've been here for quite a while. One of them came running into her office totally panicked because she has family members who aren't citizens, but they're here, that they're going to throw the whole family out, even if they're US citizens. And she said, can they do that? And her niece said, I'll talk to my aunt. Her aunt was a lawyer. And her aunt said, honey, if they decide to do anything, they can do anything they want when they got the courts. So,
yeah. The way I'm doing it is if someone is full blown QAnon MAGA, they're done.
mm-hmm.
I will coexist, family events, whatever, that aren't gone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's like yesterday. I know my daughter's husband's dad and him voted that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they knew all the issues. So I was holding the grandbaby, and the other grandpa just started talking to me about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't have Facebook, but he votes Republican all the time. And we had the conversation of his questions. We started talking about immigration or whatever. He just brought it up. I didn't bring anything up.
Mm-hmm.
So I just explained facts to him. Like I said, did you hear about Florida? How they signed an immigration law and all these immigrants had to leave, and they busted the economy of $12 billion, $15 billion.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know that. And he's like, well, I know we need immigrants, but I just casually proved his points misguided. And he generally had a conversation. It's like, oh, you may be right there. So those people can reach, but I would be casual, but they're not in my life. These people are done. And I was hurt for a while, but I just won't put those people in my soul family.
Mm-hmm.
But you can be respectful. And if someone comes back and says I was wrong, I'm sorry. you're back in. You know, like you remember that movie, Meet the Falkers?
Yeah.
And what's his name said? The Circle. You know, you're over here. You're not in the circle. You know, find your circle. You know, in that way. That's where I am at right now. Joe G. There's a new term, bullet voter. Does that mean like you were talking about maybe?
Well, there's a thing called sleeping voter, and it's a term we used to use when we were out working in the fields trying to get the votes in, and it's people that you don't know what they're going to do, or they all of a sudden show up and vote. And actually, speaking of dear sweet Dr. Gail, she called me about a month before the election, and she said, when I was meditating today, I heard the word sleeping voter. Do you know what that means? So I explained it to her. And it means someone that shows up that you weren't expecting to vote there. And the way I took it, because I'm always an optimist, was it was going to be the women that were not going to tell their husbands how they voted, and or other people like that. But it could have been sleeping voters, like resurrecting out of the Hispanic and Latino community, those people. But and a term. I don't know what a bullet voter is. I'll ask Sean today, and I'll tell you next week.
Well, that's what it feels like. You know, like they're only there to support one person, and that's it.
Well, there's always been one issue voters, if you get to that. I mean,
yeah,
that's why I used to get so angry. There was a woman here in Dallas. She was a locally elected judge, and in 2004, she changed parties and became a Democrat. And the reason she changed parties when she came and talked to people was because the Republicans in their state platform in Texas had said they wanted to eliminate jury trials. And she said, I can't run a party that wants to eliminate jury trials. So she came over and she won. And the Republicans were stunned. And it was in 2006 that we turned Dallas blue. So
you're good. So let's see if recess appointments will happen.
Okay.
I actually, once I heard about it, I Googled it a little bit, and when it happened, it has happened a few times. Obama used it, and whatnot.
But if there's a reason to get rid of them, they still have to go for advice and consent. Is that what you found in the reading you did?
I really don't see it happening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting pushback. So this is current energy. If everything gets overturned like we feel it, it'll be a non-issue. But this is just the current feelings of probably the Senate, whatever.
Oh dear. No, it says no, it's not going to work, and I'll tell you why. They're going to have to walk away from the idea. That's the 8 of Cups.
Good.
And then it's the 5 of Wands because they don't want all the infighting it's going to bring. It's the Hanged Cat. I think the Republicans that want to talk are going to finally start to talk. Get your damn mouths open. This is the Knight of Swords reversed. They're going to try to push it forward, but it's not going to. And we get that card. We keep getting back to the 6 of Pentacles. That there's going to be, I don't know. I mean, I don't think recess appointments are going to hold, but they were always a risky business anyway.
Yeah, I'm getting pushback, kind of lawyer-like. There's conflicts. I have the wishes fulfilled coming in with that, kind of like the legal standard point of especially if you're going to put in a nonsensical person that isn't worthy at all.
Did you read that they were going to put Boebert in charge of the Department of Education?
That was just a BS. No,
that was BS. Because I was like, you mean the person who had to take the GED 9 times?
Yeah, that was just someone. It's kind of like a QAnon thing. Someone just put it out there and then it spread.
Well, it's like, Kristi Noem, what's she going to do? Shoot everybody in the face that she doesn't like?
So the end of my reading is Queen of Cups. I generally have that stand for the United States and whatnot. Then I have the Justice card, making things balanced and good and righteous. And then the Five of Cups, loss. So that's a no ending. And the other cards are basically rule of law. There would be conflicts of doing it. And basically, I feel like it because they're not good people. You know, if there was someone who decently qualified and having problems, you need to fill a slot. Yeah. But I don't see this happening. But yeah, everyone's not qualified. It's like, what? Someone was reporting on that Fox News guy for Secretary of Defense or whatever. It's 3 out of the 4 or whatever have SA abuse against them. Gates, the Fox News guy, 45.
Who's the one that's on at night that I don't know many of their names because I never watch them. Jesse Waters. His mother told him not to come to Thanksgiving, but he's let him come home on Black Friday.
Yeah, I guess he has his mom on once in a while, and his mom's more of a Democrat or liberal.
No, his mom just had it out. She wrote an editorial in a hometown paper saying, "Don't listen to my son."
Yeah, I can't believe these people. Starlink satellites aren't, when they're done with their use, they are made to break up and just fall into the atmosphere, destroy.
But okay, guys, you got 2 points. Well, you got what's going on up there, but you got what's happening down on the ground. And when the information that's going up there, it gets fixed, then send it back. If it doesn't match with what goes in, what information you put in, you can never completely eliminate information, even if you blow it up in outer space. All I can tell you is one time I asked my super techie kid, if I had a secret that I really wanted to keep, what should I do? And she told me to write it on a piece of paper for myself in case I don't think I'll remember it. Get a metal box, go out in the dark of night and bury it in the backyard, put lawn over it, never tell anyone else where it is. Because she said the second you tell anyone else where it is, they can get that information. That's the low-tech version of how you can't hide stuff. What I would be more worried about is there's 2 ways to hide information if you're going to audit something. Hide it someplace where people really can't find it, but usually they can. Or put so much information in that they can't dig through all of it to see what's aberrant. But now, with the newer tools that they have to go through information that's in computers, it's really, really virtually impossible to hide something this big.
Yeah. So this has been debunked. Starlink had nothing to do with nothing. Because one, the machines don't have Wi-Fi connectivity. All the information tallies are in a card or whatever, then it's securely and encrypted sent to the central location for final tally. The only place that Starlink was used is in remote areas for internet to check in people. You know, when you come in, there's a computer, look you up. That's the only way places that was used Starlink for. I read the articles about it. It's be debunked. Said
Mm-hmm.
Starlink had nothing to do with the election or any weird stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stick with that one.
Thank you, White Dragon. I am getting better.
Yeah, CC confirmed what I was remembering about Bush Kerry.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first time they used a tabulator. Okay. Does our mainstream media, accepting his win, realize what's really going on behind? I don't think they want to talk about it.
Yeah, that's my feeling is that even that's Sean won't tell me what he knows about what's going on around the elections he was in. And he's talking to them every day, even though he's not in Wisconsin, but he'll be back on the 27th. And he is convincing them to, I hope, to the Democratic Party as a whole uses one computer system, which was fine. It was developed by Democrats and it was developed in the early 2000s. But then they sold it 3 years ago to a foreign country, to owners in a foreign country. And I can't believe that. And that's the first thing Sean tries to convince them is don't use this stuff. There's companies we can use in the country that are better. But that's water under the bridge. And nobody's going to come out. Biden's not going to come out and make a speech about how he's, of course, if we wait for Merrick Garland to do it,
Right.
be another 7 years.
Well, we know how the Republican side works.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say there's something comes out, they call for a recount, da da da. It will land in the courts like it did in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be slowed. So I just believe it's waiting for evidence. And then, boom, you can do a recount. So, how will Merrick Garland be remembered when he exits office? As of now, I think he violated his oath of office by not representing the people. Okay. I'm going to do a full spread on Merrick.
Okay, let's do.
Let's see if my A lot of people think he should have done more. Merrick Garland, when you retire, how will you be thought of, remembered, your legacy? Merrick Garland. Yeah, legacy.
Not real well.
Great.
He's not going to last very long after he leaves either. That's the 10 of Swords. And that's on his long-term out card.
Ouch.
He was very isolated and couldn't get information and was a hard uphill battle. And he tried to do the best he could with what he had. But other than that, he has reverse cards of the Page of Cups. He couldn't get anyone to tell him the truth. He didn't see the world like the rest of us do. He wasn't pushed hard enough by those around him to get going. He's not going to be well remembered by anyone. That's the Three of Cups. No, he's not going to get invited to a lot of parties. The Judgment card is right. So he tried to use his best judgment, but the whole thing ends up the Six of Cups not being welcomed back into the family. It looks again. I wouldn't want them.
Yeah. Okay. So in the past, I get he was basically thrown into a fire when he was confirmed. So I get the King of Pentacles in the past. So I'm going to represent that's the Orange Man. He came in with a tower and a star.
Mm-hmm.
thinking he would be the right man to take on this big endeavor with January 6th and 45.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a tough start.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone in the community thought he'd be the right one to do it. Then I have Three of Pentacles, the World, and Two of Cups.
Is your world right side? Oh, your things are always right side up.
You're always right. That's why I have more cards to represent them all.
Mm-hmm.
So he made gradual improvements, worked hard, but there was delays. The World, taking those opportunities, and he made connections with the Two of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
So as we go forward here, I have the Sun, the Devil, and the Queen of Wands. I'm seeing as things unfolded and everything came out,
Mm-hmm.
I think he had problems with his number two.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa Monaco? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
this was Lisa
Mm-hmm.
Monaco. There was problems. Jealousy, some clashing. Lisa was tied up. I think Lisa would have done a better job here. As far as what we wanted to do, taking this
Right.
all, because everything was there. The sun was there. Everything was shining. It's like, this is a criminal activity with the devil, but there's clashes between those two. In the end, you got judgment, I got judgment.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be judged on what he did and didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
Strength, I think the rule of law and the Constitution and our institutions are there. Page of Pentacles, and then the Five of Swords. He's going to be judged on the losses, not the wins.
I think when he walked in there, they had no idea how much of the Justice Department Trump had already taken over.
Yeah. He was thrown in a bad way. He did have wins. Cybersecurity, FBI, they did take it down a lot of things. But as far as 45 goes, the delay is there. So it's kind of like you could pitch a perfect game, softball, but the very last pitch, you give up a home run, lose the game 1-0. He's going to be judged on that one bad pitch. That kind of feeling?
Yeah.
So, yeah, his whole failure with January 6th and 45 and, stealing documents, everything, he's going to be judged on that. But, yeah, Lisa Monaco would have been a better choice. The woman would have been a better choice. As the Justice Department as a whole, minus 45, bottom of deck, I get Three of Cups. So they did do a lot of good things. Just on the democracy end and what really need to be done, no. Because we're at this point. So that's how they're going to be judged. My silly family members that voted for Mango are calling me if I'm okay. I would block numbers.
Yeah, I would block numbers. I walked away from my brothers years ago after my sister died, and I had no real reason to talk to them. There are three of them. One lives right next door to Dick Cheney, and he's a good friend of his. Gives you an idea where the whole bunch of them went. They all got very good educations and built up a lot of money at a time when that was really much easier to do. And they're not bad people, but they just have sucky politics. My brother, when I was working on Obama's field program, that's the last time I saw my oldest brother, and I was staying in his home, and he kept saying, well, he's not everything he seems to be. And I said, David, you've been a lawyer for how many years? Who is? And he said, well, you're going to find out. And so that's when I said, I don't need to talk to him. And apparently they offer me the same space. So I don't care.
Okay.
What we got going?
I'm scrolling down the chancellor. I'm starring, just getting to the bottom of the screen, so I'm not.
Okay.
Oh, I'm just gonna skip it. Get down to the bottom where I'm supposed to be.
Okay.
There's other lives, other weekends I get behind like a half hour, and it's like, okay, I just miss everything. Trying to catch up. Oh my God, why are my ears ringing?
I don't know what. I don't want any more ear ringing. I don't want it anymore.
I think it's because I needed to start that question.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't listen.
What's that?
No, I said I'm not saying. I don't know what.
Oh yeah, it was loud. I'm trying to get my ears back. Okay. Wow.
Maybe we're not supposed to read on this question, Scott.
Something's going on because they're talking. Stop.
I get no. There's not a real good chance the entire election gets reversed. So the only upright cut in that is the King of Wands shows up upright, but everybody else, the King of Cups is reversed, the Three of Cups is reversed, the Eight of Cups is reversed, and the Ace of Wands is reversed. So that's not good.
I'm trying to think of maybe a different way to pose the question.
Why don't we see if they're going to find the fraud? Because if they don't find the fraud, we ain't got nothing.
Yeah, maybe that's better because generally, I mean, there's elections all around the country.
Mm-hmm.
Considering, looking at that, well, yeah, not every election is going to be overturned.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Giovanna, that's terrible.
What?
It's people marching in towns with the Nazi flags.
Yeah, well.
Okay. Find the pro. Okay, yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I got that. We're going to find it. The Knight of Swords is going to be in there helping find it. And the Ace of Swords is going to push it forward. But there's a lot of fight from the Nine of Pentacles. The people in the comfortable positions don't want to give it up.
Okay. Start with the Fool. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Fool and the Tower. Ooh, that's the energy I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Six of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm.
Page of Swords and Nine of Pentacles is the past position of. That makes me feel like there was always a suspicion.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like there was always a suspicion. And then the current energy of finding fraud. 10 of Wands, the Fool, and 8 of Wands. It got off to a rough start, a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Taking that leap of faith to do it. And 8 of Wands is that energy to make it go. Moving forward, King of Pentacles, the Sun, and 2 of Wands. That's a very positive sign, yes. Follow the money kind of feeling. The Sun is probably the best card in the deck.
Mm-hmm.
Two of Wands is finding that cooperation. In the end, Temperance, again, we have to be patient. Queen of Cups, I think our democracy in the United States is on the line. The Lovers making the connections, and Four of Pentacles. So that means currently we have to hold. The Four of Pentacles is like holding on to that information until they have the information and everything of a go. It's going to be held secret. And then the bottom of the deck, I get a Tower. So there's going to be the Tower would be
Overturn.
shaking up the results. There's evidence, that kind of thing. So how long do we have to remain in Temperance and Four of Pentacles mode? To me, I feel like mid-December. I think we're a month away yet.
Yep.
Because when do they? I don't think it's a big deal, but the states certify what, December 17th or something like that. They send their electors.
Right.
Otherwise, if it was over, January 6th would have not been a thing. Because again, they went there to cause issue.
Well, except you really can't do that. But I got the Page of Cups. I got the Seven of Coins. They're working on it right now. I got the Star. They haven't achieved it all. But I got the Nine of Swords. And he's right side up. And I also got the Four of Coins, which means they're not going to let it go. They're going to set something up so that it can work.
I had that 4 too. That's holding on your information, being cautious. Dang, I got the same cards last night. Wands King keeps popping up for me. Yeah, like usually a Queen of Cups. Generally, I always associate the Democrats as the King of Cups or Queen of Cups. Yeah. Good. I think you're doing good, Diana. Your reads make right.
That's right.
Okay. Angela had a question right away. What is Trump trying to do with all these unconventional choices?
Inconvenient.
Or inconvenient. They are unconventional too. Oh, let's see how to think about this.
I think it's to wear us down, but I'm going to see if my impression is right. And do remember, people, the Supreme Court said that whatever Biden wants to do while he's president, it can't be overturned by anybody. So we have that ace in the hole if you really want to hold it.
Joe's got the immunity ace in the hole. Yes, we do. Ooh. I'm just going to ask, what's up with these current choices?
Okay.
Because none of them technically should be confirmed. Especially this quickly. That gives plenty of time to investigate, find dirt.
Oh, it's not good for them, Scott.
Good.
They're not using any wisdom. They're hermits upside down. They're trying to steal everything and get everything all in place before anybody else can get there. They're after the money. I mean, they're after getting what they want, the Eight of Coins. And look at what happens to them in the near future. Ten of Swords, and that's a really ugly Ten of Swords, I gotta admit. And somehow or another, something they're expecting to happen overseas isn't going to happen. Or maybe they're going to get threatened enough by what's other nations, which wouldn't hurt if they would have come in and helped. You know?
Oh, the Muse Shaman said, astrology alert, Mercury goes direct on the 15th of December.
That's right.
Yeah, cool.
And Saturn's sitting stationed to go direct. It's sitting, you know, Saturn moves like a big battleship. It doesn't move quickly.
It's a few, I don't know. In the past, it's just like to have a feminine, positive, well, nothing's feminine, but I'm getting these female cards. It's foolish what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Queen of Cups, the Fool, and Queen of Coins, which is strange to me in the past, but we got to go with it. It's foolish because they're not nurturing equality cabinet choices, right? So then we have the Six of Coins of giving and receiving, but it's ridiculous. It is throwing loss after loss after loss in there with my old crap.
Mm-hmm.
Five of Coins. To have a good government, you know, you need giving and receiving and decent people, working hard, intelligent people, King of Wands, but all it is destructive crap. In the end, Four of Wands is kind of like the good people in the community, the public servants. And then I have Six of Cups, basically the loyalty test, but then I have Justice. Basically, they're all criminals. But why? What is he doing? It feels like a justice test. You know, it's like these choices would delay justice,
Mm-hmm.
make things the way they want for their buddies to make money. If that would fly.
I'm going to ask if it's all greed. This really just comes down to greed.
Because I do have the Queen of Coins to start, which is in building money in the bottom of the deck. I have King of Coins, which is building money and finances. So it feels like evade justice and build wealth. But it's dumb. It ain't gonna work.
Yeah, I get that's too heavy a burden. They can't carry it. They're not going to be able to withstand everything. And they have the Four of Cups reversed, which means they're picking really bad choices. And they got the Ten of Swords. Every time I lay these clowns out, they get the Ten of Swords right in the back. And they don't have the personal power to carry it off. And once again, I got the Three of Wands. Something they're expecting from overseas is not going to happen.
Expecting a little help from Vladdy Daddy or Iran or Netanyahu. Craziness. These people. Oh, yeah. She messaged me about that.
Mm-hmm.
Joe's got immunity.
Mm-hmm.
And this. And I read up on it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what it's about? The Presidential Emergency Act.
Oh, yeah, they can send the cop. Well, that could be a response to person about the Nazis marching the street. They can order troops. They can order people to take care of that.
So,
Trump, Biden can.
I think Real quick, I screenshot something. You remember? Yeah, I just screenshot that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I was like, oh yeah, so let's check on that. So let's just read if he will use it in this situation. If like technically 45 is a traitor,
Mm-hmm.
treasonous, but he's not part of the legal discussion. But like you said too, yeah, if there's a band of MAGA Nazis running the streets and causing chaos, yeah, he can use it to shut down that.
Mm-hmm.
Going to see if he'll end up using something like that in the next 60 days. Something like that. What are you feeling? Yes or no?
I tell you the truth, Scott, I couldn't hear your question. It's being blocked for me.
Oh. Will President Biden use
Okay.
the
If it's
Presidential Emergency Act or immune
because he's immune, yeah.
his new immunity powers in the next 60 days?
Okay. Biden use presidential emergency power, max power.
Magician, he has it. So yeah, I got the magician and this my strength card as the energy. So yeah, he has the power to do whatever he needs to do.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe, King of Cups, is right next to him.
Mm-hmm.
But then I get the Eight of Cups, leaving the past behind.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't feel initially that those powers will be needed. Then I have situation moving forward. Queen of Coins, Knight of Wands, and the Moon. I would think there's something there prepared.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's something there repaired with the Moon and hidden. King of Wands, Ace of Coins, and the Five of Coins. Strange. So we got an intelligent male leader, brimming with prosperity and security, and then a Five of Coins.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it'll be needed. I think in this order, reading it, got a man in charge. Let's just say it's the FBI director. Let's go with that.
Mm-hmm.
Person in charge. He's got everything he needs, the prosperity, the function, the National Guard, whatever you want to say. But I don't think it'll be needed.
Okay.
Because, you got all this prosperity here and infrastructure, but then it's like, no, I don't think so. So I'm not seeing it happening or needed.
What I got, my out card at the end of 2 lines was justice. What I saw is just, you're right, the decision's been made, the paperwork's together, and it's not what they want to do. They're going to try to do everything they can to not have to use that. But they've got the paperwork together. But they understand that's like letting the devil itself loose in the country. And there's a Queen of Coins where the values get changed. Then they said, something Trump's trying to do right now can't be accomplished, but others can ride in. All the rest of them are great. It'll be the Three of Cups. There won't have to be that much of a change position of how the president works, but it ends up with justice.
Yeah. Life is like a rubber band.
Mm-hmm.
You give it enough, rope or distance from things, yeah, you're going to get snapped back if you don't take proper actions. What did Keith Olbermann say? Yeah. Keith Olbermann gets a little livid on his podcast.
Yeah,
he's always like, arrest them now. Unfortunately, I have rule and law.
You should have arrested him the 7th of January. But that's 4 years with water under the bridge. So
at least within an act, it should have been done like Brazil or whatever it was. No, you try to throw over the government, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, Jeff got the same thing as us. That he will not use it.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Like that confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If Nome takes over Homeland Security, DHS, will she send retribution to the tribes who banned her? Why don't we see if Crispy Nome will be?
Yeah, let's see if any of the Avengers are going to get a chance to come and put their revenge on her.
Let's start there. Yeah, I believe that, Yogi, any interference in our election is an act of war, especially if Russia, if you're listening, or Elon Musk, can you help us out here?
Ooh, she might make it.
Will Kristi Noem be confirmed as the DHS? Will Kristi Noem be confirmed as DHS?
She's moving on to something new, and it's going to have judgment. But the end cards are not great for her getting it. But she gets the 6 of Swords, moving on to a new place. I don't see any dead dogs on the reading.
That is funny. Oh, that woman. Terrible. Okay. In the past of Kristi Noem, she has everything she wants right now. She has stature, glory, governor. She's ruling as the Empress in South Dakota. Ace of Swords, Empress, Ace of Pentacles. Current, I get Queen of Swords, 3 of Swords, 5 of Cups. This would be a mistake for her to take this position. Queen of Swords, 3 of Swords, 5 of Cups. Oof. That's icky. Moving forward, the Fool, Temperance, Hierophant. It feels like getting close to being, in the realm, like staying in the hunt for that position. Because the Temperance in government, it could mean on hold, too.
Yeah.
That feels like on hold. So, I mean, like, I don't think she's going to get the boot before January or whatever. Outcome is Chariot, 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, and the World. Weird. These are decent cards. Chariot, taking charge of the situation. 9 of Pentacles, finding balance in your life. 10 of Swords, everyone stabs you in the back, and the World. She has everything going for her, but I think she's stabbed out. It feels like it gets swept from underneath her. If I didn't have that 10 of Swords in there, I would get the feeling, yep, she's in.
Yeah, I got the 10 of Swords. I don't see her. I see you're moving on.
I didn't get it moving on, but yeah. Some reason I think she would get by the process if she got that far, but I don't see it happening. That's a good sign. There's it came up in that other reading. It's like there's going to be a tower coming, before January 20th, whatever. At some point, there's going to be a tower, and everything's going to be unfolded yet. The cards, anyway, my sense is nothing's going away. This ain't over. Yes, revenge. Wait a minute. Yeah, you want to look at Tulsi? I don't see her getting anywhere near close. Oh, good Lord.
What?
2 comments below that. The one I just put up.
Okay.
I'm not gonna speak it. Just had to laugh. Did you see it?
No, I'm going there.
At 11:06.
At when? 11:06?
11:06, right below the comment I just put up.
I just did a thing on somebody who's been putting weird comments in here. I'm not going to mention their name, but they're not a real person.
Oh, Batsky?
Batsky, I think they're just
Okay.
they're saying things to be controversial.
Okay, let's look at Tulsi.
Okay.
Tulsi's future for what was they offered? Secretary of State or what was it?
DNI, Department of
DNI. That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What are Tulsi Gabbard's chances of being Director of National Intelligence?
Well, you'd have to have some intelligence to run that job.
My sense is like 0. Let's see what the cards say.
Okay. Mm.
Yeah. I think she's got someone higher paying her.
Is it before this question or immediately after this question?
2 down.
Oh, yes, I saw that too. Somebody told me that and I choked. So
Yeah, I seen that. I just had to laugh. Yeah, I. 3 of Pentacles, the Emperor Magician. I think she's taking orders from Russia on that. There's another agenda. She would destroy our intelligence. It would not be good. Then I have wishes fulfilled. 4 of Wands being a community, and wishes or Coach and Cups, 3 of Cups. Another celebration. What does that mean? Outcome, strength, Knight of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, and then the 5 of Swords.
She's been working her way up to this for a long time, but what is it?
Yeah, I got a lot of decent cards for some reason.
Oh, I got the Sun and the High Priestess together, so.
But then I get, like the other reading, I got the 10 of Swords. Well, this one I get the 5 of Swords. Conflicts. It's like they got the goods, but there's something happens. Which is strange, but especially seeing that she's owned by a different entity, emperor, and another government.
Mm-hmm.
The past position, I have Hermit, Five of Cups, and King of Cups. So there's another loss. Loss, sadness, no fulfilled cups.
Mm-hmm. She's got a mess. She's got the Sun, the High Priestess. She's got the Emperor. She's got the Ace of Cups one way and the Ace of Swords the other. Then she's got the Eight of Coins. She's worked really hard to get to this position. She's got the Devil reversed, so people don't see who she really is. She's got the Two of Swords, the decision's going to be made. But then her outcome cards are the Ten of Swords, the Five of Coins being isolated, and being tossed out by the Wheel of Fortune. So,
yeah, we'll go with yours. This is more. I overall sense is that she has prosperity or backing, from a community or something, but there's so much suspicion around her that it won't happen. So whether it's the Kremlin or whatever influence is hidden enough, or she's been sly enough to be that community-minded in there. But
yeah, Nancy Cast, who I know, she's a good reader. She got Nine of Swords and the Devils for her.
Oh, good.
Sounds right.
But yeah, if I didn't have that Five of Swords, I'd be like, oh God, she's in. But my internal mind and
she's really, really powerful though at psyching out the opportunities. So
which one would that be, Ian? Can't always see every comment. Oh, maybe that one. So yeah, Jared was kind of weird for a few days. He was like agreeing with everything. But there's been talk of death threats to him. But then I noticed on his Twitter feed and whatnot, he's back to his
usual self
of snarkiness and whatnot. There was a few days it's like, oh yeah, he was actually on CNN and said that Gates would be a great AG. Like, what? Did someone hack your brain? Oh yeah, Cece, I believe Five Eyes would not share with Is it worth checking in on Jared if he has fears?
Okay. Let's see what's going on. I'm going to say what's going on around Jared Moskowitz.
We'll stick with that, Yogi Bear. He said, I see Trump president of Cell Block C. Let's go with that vision. Okay. Jared.
Are you sure he wasn't being sarcastic when he said he'd be a great AG? Now that I could hear him saying.
I did not catch the clip. I only heard about it. But I did notice even on his Twitter feed, some things were kind of off for a few days. I get his notifications.
Yeah, he's in a bad state. It's his family's been threatened, and he's really feeling it. He's got the Seven of Cups upside down. He's feeling a lot of illusions and delusions are being fed his way. He's got the Four of Swords. He's going to go back in. He should have just hidden instead of coming out and speaking publicly. And
no, thank you, Ian.
I think it's hurting he and his wife. They got kids too.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of burdens. His world, his center of life have been burdened. He's a King of Cups. So it went from Wheel of Fortune, 10 of Wands, King of Cups. So the Wheel of Fortune, your prosperity, your fate, your circle of life. There's a lot of stress and burden going on right now for him to be that King of Cups type person. So then I go to Knight of Coins, 3 of Wands, searching for help, and the 5 of Swords. So there's some betrayals, conflicts, and abusiveness going on. So yeah, I think he is being threatened.
Yeah, he's being threatened. He's got the death card on the bottom of the deck. Was that statement? That statement was sarcastic, guys. He did not mean it for real. My cards are the Lovers. Once again, I got the 8 of Coins. He wasn't working in his best mode. He was just trying to communicate. He feels like he's been hung out to dry somehow, but it was sarcastic. It was not real.
Yeah. The last cards was Ellen's wondering about if Rubio would get basically what's the plan, because there would be a plan there.
Mm-hmm.
If Rubio was nominated to a cabinet position.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what Florida state laws are. Someone in Florida is going to have to inform us.
The Satan would nominate. I already looked that up. The Satan would nominate the position.
For a given period of time or until the term was up?
I think until the term's up. So I heard Laura Trump. I heard the Satan took for himself. Or give Gates the seat. Oh my God.
No, Gates already has to go over BAG. He can't be two things at once. He's thought about giving it to Gates, but he won't because he realizes that it'd be a great regret on his part.
Who would the Satan give? I think ultimately Ronnie would want the seat himself because he's termed out.
But what if they catch him selling the seat? And well, if they catch, I mean, if it's anybody else other than himself, it'd be like what they did in Illinois, where they caught the governor selling Obama's seat.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
What's the plan if Rubio gets the Senate seat? Oh, I'm sensing Laura Trump is out. It's dark. I don't think he's going to have the chance. I don't think Rubio's going to be there or be nominated. Anyway, Queen of Cups. I think the plan originally may have been tossed around for Laura Trump because I get a queen. Mm-hmm. But they're like, then common sense comes in and says, "Oh crap, we can't do this."
Yeah.
And then I have stress and burdens, looking outward and friends, and then some dark times come upon. So the dark times about that Senate seat. I don't think it's Rubio. I think it's what's going on with that Senate seat because that's the topic here.
Mm-hmm.
The stress and burdens and dark times. In the end, the prosperity and security everyone wants. There's an investigation, possibly. My Knight of Swords. And Eight of Swords. Restricted. That's telling me that seat will not be open to give. Everything's pointing that it's not going to happen. So, with the investigation of the election fraud and everything, it could be no go. But yeah, they're planning, but yeah, I think Laura Trump was the first, but it's basically this card throw is saying don't even worry about it. Either Rubio will drop out, not good, keep his seat, or it ain't gonna happen. Gosh, we're at 120 already. Oh my God, how did this go so fast?
Because we're having so much fun reading all this crap.
Crapola.
I just did a thing about Trump being today with the vibrations in the world. Will Trump be inaugurated or will Kamala? And I got both of them will be.
Both of them nominated. We're not gonna tell you.
No, but his cards don't look as good as hers. Hers are she's writing to a new place. She's got the Page of Coins. The only thing against her is right now she's got the Two of Cups upside down. But because of a judgment that comes out, she's going to be considered successful. And what I got for him, his out card, the last card, is the Ace of Wands reversed. So.
Okay. We looked at that. I'm just going through the starred ones.
Okay.
In case I missed something from the beginning. Trying to see about Pennsylvania. Oh, we looked at that. Are we gonna have better? I don't understand that one. Does okay. I just deleted them. I didn't see anything booming. Trump astrology is not good.
Neither is J.D. Vance's.
Funny. I quit smoking weed until Harris is inaugurated. Come on, we must help. I love my weed. Gates has resigned from his House seat, yes. But he won that seat for next year.
Right. But he's resigned the seat. The seat is now empty. They cannot. He's not a person in Congress that they can dump that on. They can still dump it if they want to.
Yeah, that is just weird. How he won his election, but he resigns, but he can still go back in next year. That is weird. If he resigned, you'd think that would nullify that. But as far as I read, I think he can rejoin the House next year, which is silly.
No, if he's resigned, he can't go back. There has to be another election.
Even though he won this one.
Yes.
Someone was saying he resigned from the 118th Congress, but he won for the 119th.
He resigned the position.
That's my common sense. So
I
don't know. I'm just
common sense, guys.
Maybe it's probably just a statement I read.
More weed because of what's going on.
Okay. Carrie Lake. Does she?
Oh God, she's got a chance at nothing. He's not giving a position to Marjorie Taylor Greene either. She's too crazy for him.
We haven't heard anything about Tim Scott or Byron Donalds. They did all that parroting and for nothing. Oh, what the heck? Let's look at Carrie Lake's future.
Mm-hmm.
Is she just going to go into what do you call that? Oh, the filter of the universe. She's just going to go into a bad filter or continue to run every 2 years. Yeah. Yeah, coffee brewing in the background or something?
Me?
Yeah.
No, that's my dryer, and my daughter put something in there on super spin.
Ah.
I cannot stop them from living in the house, folks. Just have to get used to it.
Future for Carrie Lake. Give me Carrie Lake's future. What's going on with Carrie Lake?
Not real great. Everything's reversed.
Good.
She's got the page of coins reversed. She's losing money. She's not moving on. She got the 8 of swords. She got the 6 of swords reversed. The only good card she got is she's thinking about leaving the country. I don't know where she would go. She's got the world reversed, and she's got the 10 of cups reversed. I mean, nothing carries in a pit.
Yeah. All her mistakes are leading to losses and heartbreak kind of feeling. There's danger ahead for her. She thought she had all this greatness and strength, but just caution ahead, dangerous times. And then I have, she's going to have to walk away from everything. She's a little delusional.
Somebody says she's going to be the next cocktail waitress at Mar-a-Lago until Trump fires her. Oh, yeah, everybody. I lost 90 subscribers since all this happened. If you have not subscribed and you listen to me talk every Sunday, I would really appreciate that boost because also, if I've had people telling me they're not getting notifications from me, well, you're not unless you're on my subscriber list. But I found there's a way when you go in to settings and it says to check notifications. There's a way you can block notifications even if you put it on the person's space. You can set it up so they'll send you all the notifications that you should be getting.
See, yeah. The last cards are that death. Her abundance has a death with a 3 of swords.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Carrie's not going anywhere good. She's gonna go into the abyss of the devil and a death.
She already did that. So
okay, let's bring out inspiration.
Okay.
Already 128. I'm gonna use a couple of my ET cards.
Okay.
Inspiration we are supposed to know.
I have the power of surrender cards because it seems right now that's really important to know what to surrender and how to let things go.
Wands. Oh my gosh. Every one is a wand.
Things are moving.
Who would this go? Okay. Got 5 cards. Okay. Queen, page, and a 3. Okay. Using this deck again. Queen of Gabriel.
Mm-hmm.
You can do anything you want. Go after it.
Good.
The ability to attract helpful people.
Mm-hmm.
The page, having that energy to do it, following your passions. So 2 things, go after it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 3 of Gabriel. Prosperity arises from planning
Mm.
and being optimistic. Things turn out as we expect. Those are positive things coming forward.
Okay, what I
Things
got
turn out-
was just too perfect. Surrender to the power of what is. And it goes, flow with what is instead of fighting it when you can't change a situation. Compassionately accepting your reality is exactly what you will need to bring you peace. And I think until you got more information and instead of all the what ifs and are these people going to come save my butt, um, surrender to what is. I mean, and realign your chakras. I think all our chakras got a big knock.
Mm.
Clean them.
So I grabbed 2 of my ET or 2 just to see what's up with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I get release, have a cry, and use earth energy to ground yourself.
That's right.
So if we need to and you're upset, it's perfectly okay to release. So release it, but you can use earth to ground yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's all
Thank
about
you, Taro.
Oh, bless you, Jeff.
That's
I
right,
appreciate
sweet.
it. Whatever will be, will be. Hearts, hearts, hearts. But yeah, the earth has energy for you to release, to ground, to enjoy. That's really nice of you, Jeff. Thank you, bud.
Dave, I'm not going to get into what length people's hair is or whatever is in the Bible. All I can say is that there's a whole lot of arguments for this is a time for people to get a close look at what it's like to have your real world by men who like to wear dresses and tell women what to do. So, there's a lot of changing going on.
Be a scary oligarchy if things don't turn around.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't want that.
No, thank you, Linda.
Aw, thank you, Linda. I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for hanging out with this lovely group.
Yep. We need all the positive energy we can get, and but if you're pushing yourself to do that, or you're trying to do it, yeah, that'll work. That's grounding yourself.
We like to scale a nearby hill at twilight, watch the sunset and mountains. That's beautiful, Kathy D.
Kathy D, I'd have to walk a long way to find a hill that looked at a mountain where I live.
Bit an issue in the suburbs of Dallas, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm so happy that they sold. What's his face? Thank you, Kathy D. I'm so happy they sold Infowars to the Onion. I think it's perfect. And that's like 10 miles from my house where that guy used to run that shit. So
yeah, I'm debating about donating to it. They're asking people to help out,
mm-hmm.
be part of the cause, get a subscription.
Mm-hmm.
Anything helps.
We need some liberal outlets. That's what the conservatives did starting in 2010, and actually before. They heavily invested in putting sources out there for people to go to. And the liberals are like living on nothing. I mean, the few liberal stations that there are.
Yeah. Any donation to be on their digital
Mm-hmm.
news or comic insights, or you can get the paper back in print. But if we get print, they want over $100.
Yeah.
So a little pricey. So I'm trying to, and any profits will go to the families, because it's kind of like a joint purchase, Onion with approval from the
Right.
families, so they will get funds too. So, all right, everyone have a blessed day. Thank you, everyone, for
Okay,
showing.
bye. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good Sunday.